Well, what a difference 3 weeks makes, because at half-time last month, Warrington were ahead here by 30 points to nil. Tonight, in the second game of the Super 8s, it's 12-6 to the Castleford Tigers. Warrington waiting to get the second half underway, courtesy of the boot of Chris Sandow. And off we go for a vital 40 minutes, particularly for the Warrington Wolves, and particularly also, to be fair, for Castleford, because if they win this, they go into fourth place in the table, and it will then be over to you, Huddersfield Giants, to knock them off that perch tomorrow night. For Warrington, well, they have really to win here, otherwise it could be the end of season party.
And that's why Darryl Powell, I'm sure, at half-time would have said to the Tigers, now look, nothing silly, nothing fancy. Remember, a couple of occasions they tried to keep the ball alive when they were only 10 metres from their own goal line. They was being so effective, especially midway through that first half, utilising the forward, just like we're seeing now from Andy Lynch. And they've got to remember that they are in front. It's Warrington that have to play catch-up football.
Nice kick from Gale. Standing
Tremendous
almost
stuff
on Warrington's line, and Ratchford will do his best to bring it back. Look, this is the first of 5 matches across our Sky platforms this weekend, and Saints against Hull is available on the Sky Sports for iPad app and on Sky Sports Extra on the website tomorrow. And on Sunday, the Salford-Lee match features from the middle eights, and that's on Sunday at 3 in the same place. There you are. There's all the details you need.
Well, a problem there for Joel Monaghan. Just as though that he trapped a nerve in the neck. So looked in pain. Didn't look as though any pressure was applied. No, maybe.
I think it's the Steve. I think it's when he goes down. I think it's Cook, the number 12. The pressure that's applied, the crusher tackle, and that's what some of these teammates were saying. But it's always difficult, you know, when the man who's carrying the ball and he goes into contact and he turns around and you're trying to put him to the ground. You get yourself in a position, it's unintentional. Well, fingers crossed, he's okay, Joel Monaghan, to continue.
The pattern this year has been, though, Stuart, hasn't it, that if there is that sort of a pressure applied to the neck, no matter whether the man is backing in or not, the disciplinary committee takes action.
Well, they'll certainly have a look at it. I think the video referee was asked to have a quick look at that to see if he could see anything wrong. For me, there was a lot of pressure on the back of the neck for a long time before they actually released his neck. So I do think the disciplinary panel will be looking at that.
It's gone for another 40-20 there as Chris Sandow.
Yeah, it was a good option as well. Didn't wait until the last. Went early on the 4th.
Good chase from Warrington as well to bring Ben Roberts down inside his own 10-metre line. Oh, and they've now given away a penalty, Warrington, and Ben Westwood is fuming about that, and then says something at a turn and concedes 10 metres further up the field. Well, that's happy man, Ben Westwood.
That's ridiculous. He messed around and obviously was deemed to have dislodged that ball, but to chat back to the official.
Well, there's only one winner in that situation.
Yeah, of course it is.
Ben Thaler has proved that conclusively. Let's go down to Rod for half-time news.
Well, Darryl Powell saying pretty much what Steve-O expected, Eddie, saying this is going to be a tight, tense match, and calling for his team not to make any mistakes with the ball, not to give silly penalties away, not to invite Warrington back into their half, stay in the arm wrestle. He's pretty confident they can get the job done in this second half. Tony Smith pretty pleased despite being behind on the scoreboard, because Warrington had a lot of field position and possession. Just wants a bit more patience in attack and feels they can post points. Back to you, Eddie.
That's McMeekan who's stretching for the line, and he's so close he was pulled down there just short. Here is Milner, he senses something, gets away from a couple, gets the pass over the top to Liam Finn, kick out wide, Monaghan's underneath it, no he isn't, it's back with Oliver Holmes. Carney with too much strength. Second try for Justin Carney. A very well worked try by the Tigers, and what a man this is to have on the flank. The 10th on the flank, Justin Carney. His second try of the match, and this could be absolutely priceless for Castleford in the season of 2015.
Yeah, it's all about upper body strength, and boy, doesn't he have that, Justin Carney. Tremendous bend. This was the penalty. Ben Westwood give it away. You can see him knocking around, and Maybe he was a bit badly done to, that's why he had a few more words to say to the official. But this is very, very smart from Liam Finn. Shenton says, I'll take it. And Carney says, you got no chance, Rhys Evans. The upper body strength is superb. Milner gets it away. Finn into the corner. Shenton offloads. Holmes says, get into the corner. Sheer strength.
It's the control, isn't it? Look at that. You only pass the ball to somebody who's in a better position than yourself. And you know that if that man gets the ball so close to the line, your defence is going backward. There's not a chance they're going to bring that man down, Justin Carney.
Well, Brian, John and Phil emphasised in the pre-match build-up the strength that Justin Carney has with the handoffs. He is lethal. And Rhys Evans will agree with that. Now, can Luke Gale add the extras and stretch this advantage? Gale with the kick. Oh, off the post. It's 16-6.
Well,
yeah,
every club needs a cult hero, and the Castleford side have got theirs on the left-hand side of the field. He finishes it well. There's nothing Evans can do about that. Very hard to stop a man at any chance there, but he did well to make it even more difficult for Justin Carney than it was. But the big difference in this game, we've played 44 minutes, is Castleford's ability to score when they get to that end of the field. The Wolves have had lots of chances in the first half and couldn't get over the line. Can they readdress that imbalance here now? Because they'll certainly need to score at least 2 converted tries to win this match.
Sims and Carney having an argy-bargy. I wouldn't like to put money on either of them.
Well, I was going to say, who's your money with there? Sims, a big prop forward. They both played against each other in the NRL. And then you've got Justin Carney, the man who never backs down to anybody. Well, that's what it means to the players.
Be interesting to see what Ben Taylor's version of events is here. It took 4, didn't it, to halt?
Well, what's happening here, Eddie? You're trying to pull him down. You know he's going to be strong. You know he's going to get a quick play of the ball. So what happens is Sims has got hold of the ball. He won't let him play the ball, and Justin Carney takes exception to that.
Well, I think the referee will go against Justin Carney on this. That his call held. He's got to give the opportunity for the opposition to get away from the ball. And he's pushed him in the face first and followed it through with his forearm.
Yes, I think you're right, Stuart. I think Justin Carney is going to be penalised here.
But nothing by them. I had a word with you in the first half, and I'll let you reduce the 10 to about 6. Right, because you're grabbing all them and pushing their men forward. You can't grab all of them men when even if he's trying to get off of it. You can't move forward. Come back. The fella's good against you. Take over there. Come here. No. He can't. No, he's got to get off. He can't get off the ball. He's got to hold it. Over there. Right, go away. I've got the penalty against him. Like, mate, when I'm trying to set it, I'm attacking with you, grab it over my shoulder and say, actually, I don't need all that coming to you.
Well, it's poor play on behalf of the winger Justin Carney, because he's been sucked into it. And you can see quite clearly that he was the first man, the aggressor that pushes the man away, when really he should have just said, I'll play the ball, mate, we're in front. This is a golden opportunity now for Warrington.
It is, but you're going to have to be brave here to carry the ball forward on the next carry. It's down to Richard Myler, and he gives it then to Sandow. He finds Ratchford. Ratchford's pushed back.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant defence.
Boy, that lets the team. The Tigers very upset with the fact that even though Justin Carney had possession, he gave away the penalty.
Dwyer gives it to Clark. Clark then flat to Myler. Myler goes wide to Sandow, over the top, and out, and behind Joel Monaghan.
Yeah, lack of cohesion there, and he knows it.
Well, he's been here, figuratively speaking, 5 minutes, Chris Sandow.
Yeah, but he's been in that situation hundreds and hundreds of times, if not thousands, attacking where you try and create an overlap and you hopefully find the ball to a player in possession. And Richard Agar and Tony Smith, well, the disappointment and I suppose frustration, anxiety will creep. You talked about it before the match, Mike. I think here now, as we enter the last half an hour, they'll become even more anxious, and perhaps that's actually evident in the play from the players on the field.
Would you blame Monaghan for overrunning the pass, or would you say it was a poor ball from Sandow? Which is it?
It's difficult to define, Eddie. You know, the winger always like to just get a quick start. Either way, they've blown an opportunity. And Daryl Powell, look, he mentioned, as Rod Studd mentioned at half-time, is that Daryl Powell said, don't give them an opportunity, safety first.
There's an opportunity. All over the top of McMeekin, Ben Curry is penalised.
Eddie, there's just a lot of urgency going through Castleford, isn't there? Every time they're carrying the ball with purpose. The fight to land on the front and play the ball. This is a team that lost 9 players at the back end of last year. They went to Catalan in round 27, led by that man, Daryl Powell. They could have lifted the League Leaders' Shield. They were beaten. They've had to rebuild. They brought 8 players in. And now all of a sudden you're talking about them getting into the top 4 depending on results with Huddersfield. What a quality side this really is.
It is a quality side. It's very well coached. And, you know, if he leads them to a second successive season in the top 4, all right, they're not going to Wembley this year. I just wonder, I mean, Brian McDermott's got to be the front runner for Coach of the Year at the moment with his league leaders. But Daryl Powell's done magnificently. That's forward
pass, yeah, it drifted forward. But it was good cover defence as well. They don't realise it. Well, I must say that the golden opportunity yet again has gone astray. This is the pass that's forward.
Yeah, that one from Shenton.
Yep. You can see the position of the fingertips as it run down the side of the football. But I've been so impressed with you. Look, Daryl Powell knows his players so well. He doesn't ask them to do something that they're not capable of. Just, you know, the likes of Andy Lynch. I just want you to take it through, keep working.
I tell you what, the referee is enjoying every minute of this, isn't he? He's having to deal with the odd flare-up. He's dealing with it, and he's talking to them, and he's chatting to them, he's laughing with them in the scrum. Enjoying every minute of it, Ben Thaler.
Eddie, I said that last weekend. He's just got a rapport with the players. The players respect him. He's always there. He's not looking to give penalties away. When a penalty's on, he will blow the whistle, but he just wants to see a free-flowing game.
Yeah, he's been impressive this year. Messing around. Well, you can't afford to do that, to allow the visiting side, Warrington, to get back into this game. There's another 6-pointer by the Wolves, and I tell you what.
I think that was a shocking play, the ball, rather than a penalty to Castleford, I must confess.
I'm not saying anything, I'm just giving him a big rap.
But the nerves will be tingling if Warrington can score here.
Yes, Ben Curry takes it in on tackle number 1. And Brad Dwyer is there. He gives it to Hill, who in turn gives it to Roy Asatazi, who's on the field in this second half. Asatazi, 24 times a New Zealand international, seasoned professional. Dwyer tried to fool them all. Cook would not be fooled. And he goes down on tackle number 3, right underneath the Tigers' sticks. And Clarkick finds its way to Hill.
Oh, so close.
Almost came as a surprise to Hill that there was a hole in the Castleford defence, but he went for it. Dwyer again gets the ball away to Westwood. Here's Ratchford, and off the fingertips once more. And Carney goes over the line, but that was a free play. They'll bring it back to the original knock-on.
Well, the ball's gone back.
Yeah.
The ball's gone back.
That's the right decision, that.
It is actually, looking at it, the right.
Yeah, it's the right decision. Rhys Evans there, you can see the ball goes through his hands, but it does go backwards. And then Justin Carney makes a play for that. He's trying to keep in the field of the play. But Joe Mahan does a job. Yeah, he does his job.
So this is another opportunity then for the Warrington Wolves.
The lack of utilising the dummy runner, though, has disappointed me from Warrington tonight.
Is Ben Thaler listening to this commentary?
Oh, it's knocked on. Would you believe it? Brad Dwyer from the scrum base, just when it looked like they were going to get back into this game. I think it hits the boot of somebody.
Because Castleford push, Warrington go backwards, and the second row's leg, I think it's Ben Westwood, hits his ball. Look, it's a mistake because they're pushed backwards. That's pushing in a scrum, what it can do for you.
Well, it certainly worked on that occasion. Boy, the amount of errors that Warrington have come up with very early in the tackle, Pete. Must be a real concern for Tony Smith. Put the kick right into the corner.
Well, they usually most rugby league teams use all 17 players. Interestingly, with 50-odd minutes gone, Castleford had only used 15, but they just brought one new fresh player on, Gadwin Springer. You're going to get to see him in a minute. He's got number 34 on his back, and he carries the ball with a lot of power.
Can't really miss him. He's 6'4" tall. He's 16 stones. Luke Gale with the kick downfield, and it's very well watched by Ratchford.
It wasn't the best kick, though. He went early, but that's great defence. That'll make up for it.
They've done that all night. As soon as they get contact, they keep the man up and they push him down. The extra effort on shore from Castleford must be really pleasing the coach.
Talking to Darryl Powell yesterday, he said, wait till you see Gadwin Springer. He fancies him to be a very good player in the future.
Oh, that looked forward. Boy, that was a lazy play, the ball, and pass from dummy half. That was forward.
Sandow gets it wide to Atkins.
They've done a good job on this centre. Ryan Atkins had no opportunity to break through.
Sandow again with one of these high spiralling kicks. They're all after this. That's knocked back by Warrington to Asataze.
Shocking
through
pass.
the legs of Sandow. It was a terrible ball.
Well, they're becoming their own worst enemy, aren't they? Warrington really panic. I know they've got to play catch-up football, but
you know what though, Mike? They won't play against many teams who defend as well as the Tigers have tonight. They've made over 200 tackles and missed just 4 by our records. It's been a phenomenal effort, perhaps because they were embarrassed 3 weeks ago here. You know, their supporters put a lot of effort into following the side, turning up and giving their best, and the Castleford team have done likewise tonight. They've had to repay their supporters for a poor performance 3 weeks ago.
Look out, here's Carney. Look out, here's Justin Carney. Leaves them trailing in his wake, finds McMeekan. McMeekan goes through a hole. Gets the ball inside to Millington, and to the rescue comes Gary Wheeler.
It needs a good kick. It needs a good kick through. Oh, they've wasted the opportunity. That was a good hit there, though, by Millington. Chris Sandow certainly felt that.
Wheeler again for Warrington then.
Isn't it amazing? He went on a solo, really, did Roberts, when Luke Gale and Liam Finn, they were screaming for the football.
Penny.
A lot of runs from dummy half now for Warrington. That's getting the forwards, I suppose, an element of fatigue. Both teams. That's a forward pass.
Well, it irritates the fans, but this is going to be the... That was forward again. Very lazy from Brad Dwyer.
Another high kick, this time from Myler. Oh, and that's off somebody's knee. Who's that come off? Referee's not sure either. Here goes Chris Hill. He's wiping the tackle count clear. It came off Justin Carney then.
Boy, that was good work from Hill, the prop forward.
Another set for Warrington. Westwood trying to burrow his way through.
Hill has gone off. I don't know whether it's an injury, but he played the ball on that far side, and he's walked off.
Myler back it comes to Sandow. Sandow looking for Ratchford, and Ratchford trying to go on the inside. Great defence again, this time from Roberts. Now it's with Clark. Clark just drops the pass off to Westwood. Westwood is enveloped by Millington. Dwyer again. Ashton Sims only knows one thing, and that's up the middle with the ball under his arm. Gets them to almost the Castleford line. Springer all over the top of him. There's Dwyer. Back it comes again to Sandow. He changes the direction of this attack. Goes down the right-hand side this time. Slides the kick in behind the defenders. Picked up, though. And Carney wasn't going to be stopped. He wasn't going to be dropped in goal.
Well, not only is the try scorer supreme, but that was excellent play by the winger. Anticipated the kick through. They've got to be careful, Warrington, here. Look at that. Position. Dived into the in area.
Eddie, if you're Sandow or you're Richie Miley, you're looking along that defensive line, looking for a weakness. There's not one Castleford player jumping out the line. It's intact. They're all working for each other. They're communicating defensively. They've been absolutely superb in this game.
That was a good defensive set from Warrington, though.
Certainly was, and I'm surprised that they went for a high kick right down the throat of the winger, Joe Monaghan. It really should have been better to get over the whitewash, make sure that they just slow things down, get the scrum formed.
Atkins gets to his feet almost, plays the ball to Ratchford. Sims helps it on to Myler. Here comes Westwood.
Now this is where the likes of Dwyer and also Darrell Clark jump into the dummy half position, get good ground forward. Dwyer's doing that.
That's a good run from Dwyer. Gets the ball away though. It was a bit of a Hail Mary and it's picked up by Curry. Curry will bring it back down the middle once again. That's 4 tackles weathered by Castleford. Here is Ratchford. Sims again. In he goes with the tackle. Down he goes on tackle number 5.
Kick to the corner, surely.
Darrell Clark, oh, he's just left in 2 minds then. Gives it to Myler. Myler goes crossfield. Myler finds Atkins, but that was a knock on by Atkins. This will be a turnover.
Well, it's great respect to this Castleford defence when Warrington have to rely on the kick yet again. And it just shows you the supremacy that the Tigers have shown and tenacity that they've shown in defence tonight. This has been a tremendous team performance.
It has. It's the 3rd meeting of 2015 against Castleford for Warrington. Omens look good for the Wolves because the previous 2 have gone to the away side. Castleford winning over Easter at Warrington and Warrington winning here 3 weeks ago. Leeds and Wigan. Who would be brave enough to tip the winner there? Leeds-Wigan, top 2, 7:30 Sky Sports 1. Super League Friday to savour. Sky Sports 3.
Oh, dearie me, the big fella's come up with an error. Oh, Springer. Just at a time when all you had to do was just take, you could see he took his eyes off the ball. He could see someone coming towards him. Look there, just had a little look, can't afford to do that.
Signed from the Catalan Dragons in July, Gadwin Springer.
Eddie, he shouldn't worry about anyone coming towards him the size of him. He's an absolute man-mountain. I've seen him up close. Good player as well. Can't believe Catalan let him go.
Well, Warrington need a play here to save the season. Wheeler might be that man. He's got to do it. There has to be better communication. They've got to score next. It's an obvious fact, but they have to score next. There's still 20 minutes to go.
Back to time.
But they need to get some points for their own confidence here to prevent that anxiety and frustration. Sandow.
And he gets it away to Atkins, who helps it on, and behind Kevin Penny.
Sheer panic, and it is to be expected. They know they're 10 points adrift, but the attitude of just settling things down and then applying the pressure has gone out the window yet again. How many times have we seen that in the second half?
We've seen it a lot in the game, haven't we, where they're trying to play outside of Castleford, they're shipping it to the edges, the final pass is going into touch. I'm sure and when Tony Smith looks at this game, he'll say it's been very sloppy.
It takes a very mentally strong player here to keep the head up, both physically and mentally here, when things are going wrong, and it hasn't gone well for Warrington, but they're still in the game, 10 points behind. They can get a first try, they can easily get a second. We've seen their ability to score length of the field efforts with the individual brilliance they have. But I suppose keeping your head up when things haven't gone well for 60 minutes or so is a tough challenge.
Yes, it's been an uphill battle for an hour. Next season, Tom Lynham is coming to Warrington and Jack Hughes from Wigan via Huddersfield.
They're quality players, that is for sure.
And they've got Kurt Gidley as well coming in, haven't they, from the NRL?
They have. Yes, that was announced earlier in the season. Forgot about that, Terry, thank you.
No problem, Ed.
A student of the game, Terry O'Connor, despite what people think. Here's a 40-20 attempt. Ooh, now then, were the toes on the line then from Ratchford? It doesn't look like it because he has saved the day for the Wolves here.
Well, that was a great tactic, and
oh, he's out. He's out.
Oh, the touch judge should have seen that.
Oh, it's difficult to see that.
He's a good way back.
It's difficult to see that, Steve. Oh, you've been a bit critical there, mate.
A black boot on a wide line.
Well, no matter how difficult, they should have seen it.
Well, they've missed it.
Precisely.
They've missed it, and Warrington, will they capitalise on that? Here goes Dwyer again. He finds Sandow. That was a very important tackle by McMeekin. He breaks that tackle, Sandow, he's over. Myler, up it goes again, high and wide, and not very handsome, I'm afraid. That's off Penny. Luke Dawn has picked it up for the Tigers, and Luke Dawn is away down this right-hand side. He's scragged to the floor by Ratchford. That should be a penalty and is.
Silly play. You can't do that. Once a man's ball carrying arm hits the deck, the tackle is being completed. I often wonder where some of these players actually know the rules and regulation.
Well, Luke Dawn saves there, because I thought Ashley Gibson, he didn't look comfortable underneath that ball. He let the ball bounce, and then that man comes along and saves it. They get the penalty. You can see Stephen Ratchford dragging the fullback back, which is not in the rule book.
It isn't, but to be fair to Ratchford, I think he's been Warrington's best. He's been the pick of the year, Stephen Ratchford, this year.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. It just hasn't been his night. It hasn't been the night for quite a few of these Warrington players.
Not been their season.
Do you know what? Individually, though, there's some players who play well. Chris Hill's played well as well, hasn't he? People were talking.
He's solid, yes.
People were talking about him. I know that he was a contender for Man of Steel last year. Surely would have been up there again this year.
Gadwin Springer, can he hang on to it this time? Yes, he can. I said to Darryl Powell, has he got an offload in him? He said, I've not seen one yet. Millington got it away to Gale. Here comes Nathan Massey.
And again, utilising the forwards, put him in a position. They know they've got the two good halfbacks.
Millington again.
This will be a kick. Will it go early? Now, will Roberts throw a dummy, go on his own?
No, he'll give it to Luke Gale. Gale, in turn, will find Dawn. Over the top from Dawn and out.
Why do they need to do that? And you can see the expression on Darryl Powell's face. What on earth? If they needed those extra points, which would make a difference, yes, try for it. But you're in control. You're leading by 10 points. And what do? Panic. Deary me, there's enough experience out there on that field of play.
No, 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 he says. That's Phil Gould's line, isn't it, from Australia? Now, now, now. Darryl says it with a Yorkshire accent, though.
I think it was more of a no, no, no. You know, all they had to do was just pile the pressure on again, get the kick away, get the opposition heads to go down, know that the time is ticking away.
Good defence, though. They've been solid, haven't they?
Yeah.
3 men in all the time. Again, I said it before, the urgency, the willingness to work for each other. Look at that against Ashton Sims.
Never see, talking about Gadwin Springer, you never see much of an offload from Ashton Sims either.
Yeah, it's very rare.
Well, his pass set up the only try that Warrington have scored at it. I know it was an offload, but it's been the only way they've been able to break through Warrington's defence, probably because of the size of Sims, attracting in those defenders and creating that half gap.
I think it shocked the Castleford defenders that he actually passed it.
Sandow just dinks it over the top for too long. Luke Gale waited and springs into attack. Goes inside Asatazi. Keeps going, pulled down by Darryl Clark.
Could have been a penalty at a second go, did Darryl Clark.
Ash Gibson takes it forward.
Simple, basic rugby league. That's all is needed. You're in front. You're in control.
They need to score again, though, don't they, Mike? They need to score again.
Yeah, they realise that, but they've got a better option if they're down that end.
Oh, Gale tips it on to Webster. That went behind him. Oh, Penny has picked it up and then dropped it. Knock on by Warrington, I think.
Yes, it should be.
Oh, he says one-on-one. He says one-on-one. Warrington get ahead of the feed.
Oh, he's got that wrong. I'm afraid he's made an error there.
Well, the rule on the field that there was a knock-on by Castleford first. I think they'll probably ask the video referee just to check this.
There's nothing wrong there, and that goes backwards.
Well, that's gone behind him.
Webster.
It looks at it from that shot.
Yeah, it went behind him. This should be head and feed to Castleford.
There they are. The system works. The system works.
You mean if the crowd boo loud enough?
No, fair play. Fair play. He asked the video refs to have a look.
Are you trying to say, Phil Clark, that the crowd has influenced the man with the flag?
I thought it was the boometer that got the decision reversed.
Well, we were all saying it, but as I say, the system works. And better that they get the decision right than wrong.
And they don't need to do any fancy stuff, Castleford. The crowd, the fans, they don't want them to play fancy stuff. They know that a stray pass, and before you know it, length of the field try, and Warrington are back in the game.
Here's Shenton. Good defensive work again on that far side. Myler.
Carney on your own. Go on, the big fella.
No, he'll come into Gale to Massey. He'll be calling for a 1 point next.
No, it's just stay down there.
Springer is the man who picks it up first, gives it to Millington. Finn, McMeekan. McMeekan making inroads and keeping going, gets it away. Wide it comes. Gibson! Oh, I think he scored, or his legs in touch. Or his legs in touch. Big decision coming up for the video referees.
Well, Gibson hadn't had much to do tonight. Never got much of an opportunity as Carney has on the other wing.
No try, foot in touch.
He's still feeling bad about the 40-20 kick, this touch, Judge.
I'm sure that never came into it. Anyway, does he get the ball down before his foot's in touch? No, he doesn't. I think that's fairly straightforward for the video referees.
Saw the boot then, touched the whitewash.
Well, this just could be the lifeline that Warrington are after. The effort from Sando on that occasion.
Well, take a bow. Touch, Judge. He saw that one.
He was much closer to the action, Steve O'Hare. Look, he's not far away this time. He's watching for it every way. He was a bit behind the last one.
A sigh of relief as well, though, from the man, wasn't it?
I will still say, black boot on white line can be seen from a long, long way.
You're a harsh critic. Harrison. Warrington have got 12.5 minutes to rescue 2015. If they lose this, they're 6 points adrift of Castleford with 5 matches to play. Not impossible.
Eddie, but with defence like that, I don't think that Castleford even need to score. Again, I think the way that they're defending, the way that they keep turning up for each other, the discipline to get back with the referee, the work with the referee, and every time that they go into that contact and that collision, they seem to be doing a decent job.
This is a kick over the top. Oh, he's gone for the high bomb. Well, this is spiralling around. Oh, what a take from Gibson. It bobbled, it juggled, and boy, all the Castleford fans, big sigh of relief.
And it's just it is great turn. It's just in tandem, isn't it? Both of the wingers working together. You've got Ben Roberts who comes in as well. As soon as the winner plays, here's Carney with his second run in the set of 6.
Clawed down.
What a game this wing has had. Justin Carney looking for work down the middle, taking the relief off the forwards.
Luke Gale goes down on the 5th tackle. Last one coming up then.
Into the in-goal area.
Finn. Oh, he tried to get it away, and here goes Richie Myler. And Richie Myler maybe is going to throw Warrington a lifeline. Richie Myler all the way for his second try. And Myler will score. There's a kind of hush around Castleford because they're thinking it's not over yet.
And they've only themselves to blame. It wasn't the best kick. The idea was good. You've got to make sure that it either goes in the in-goal area and dead in goal or over the touch. And you take your opportunities, and it went straight. It was a poor kick, wasn't it? Liam Finn, probably the worst kick he's done tonight. He won't mind. Richie Myler. Second try of the night. And as Eddie's already said, this could just turn around for a team that really have been outplayed for most of the game. They failed to take their chances in the first stanza. Myler has given them some hope.
Well, it was against the run of play, wasn't it? Richie Myler to go in and score that. An important kick now for Sando because Jake Webster makes this a bit more difficult kick because of his effort to get back and cut down this angle.
So Sandow then, this to put them within 4. And, whoa, off the post and the wrong side of the bar. 6 points the gap, less than 10 to go.
Yeah, not the best from Liam Finn. He will really disappointed with that.
Eddie, I mentioned Jake Webster coming across. You could see Richie Myler just checking over his left shoulder. The reason why he misses that kick is because of that effort.
Yes, Webster saves his team 2 points. Wow, we've got 6 points in it and 9.5 minutes remaining. Saturday, Wakefield Bradford in the qualifiers, the Super 8 qualifiers. Wakefield trying to preserve Super League status, Bradford trying to regain Super League status. 3 o'clock Saturday here on Sky Sports 3.
Well, they've really got to throw everything at it now, Warrington. I don't really, if they finish up with a draw, I'm not so sure that 1 point will be sufficient to get them into that 4th position. But you never know. Things can change around. It's amazing what a try can do to lift the side.
But maybe now Castleford will be thinking of 1 point.
Offside.
Well, total.
And the referee's just asking the touch as if he's in front and
let's rush
forward
it.
off there. And well, yes,
He's in front.
He's off.
The man who passed it actually gets in front of him before it touches him, so that's okay. He's actually played him back onside.
Well, it's an error.
Harrison gets in front of him before he actually before Clark touches the ball.
Well, Harrison was
Yeah,
expecting a run around from Darrell Clark, and Clark at the last moment decided not to run.
Jake Webster is dropped to the ground by Chris Sandow. Good tackle. Lynch.
He knows only one way, Andy Lynch. He knows he's got the experience. Come on, fellas, we've got this game wrapped up.
Will they just trundle it down the middle and get within range for Ben Roberts? Remember what Ben Roberts did to St Helens last time we were here?
Yeah, they've got to go for the 1 now. They're only 6 in front, and it's an obvious ploy.
Gale and Finn are drop goal exponents as well, but they'll not be thinking about that. That's a great offload, but now they're in range. Good range.
Good work from Massey.
Gale's dropped back. Here it comes to Luke Dawn. Right.
They've got 1.
1 to go.
Luke Gale is screaming for it. It's on the right-hand side. They've gone the other way.
Gone to Finn. Come back this way to Gale. Drop goal from Gale.
He's missed it.
He doesn't know.
It's gone to the right. He's in a poor position with Ben Taylor. You can't blame him. He was looking up, trying to get his balance.
Well, Luke Gale knows it's not gone over. He's gone over for a restart.
It's wide. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, just wide. Just the wrong side of the post.
Well, that could have sealed it. They know it.
What did Ben Taylor said then? The sunlight's in my eyes, or was that the floodlights in my eyes?
I think it's always a difficult position when you're underneath the post and you've got to look over your head. And he got himself in that position and used the video to check it quite rightly.
Yeah, you're right. It's a difficult call for the referee, and you can just ask Danny Brough about that. So Warrington are still alive.
Yeah, and they've got the impetus now. And you've got to look for Myler, who'll be looking to try to get the hat trick.
Oh, Sandow hangs on. He just managed to get hold of that.
It was a problem for Mike McMeekin.
Yes, he hobbles his way back into the defensive line. Has Ashton Sims seen it? No. Oh, McMeekin's a passenger. They'll have to watch him.
This will be a high bomb, surely from Chris Sandow. No, it's from Myler.
That's been the tactic all night. Claimed by Carney. Been everywhere tonight.
He's been brilliant, hasn't he? Under the high ball, getting his team out of trouble. I bet you'll see him carry the ball again here.
Solid as a rock, hasn't he been tonight? Come and get me, fellas.
Do you know, if you're a forward for Castleford, you see your winger do this, then you see him go into the next play and take the ball away. It gives you a huge lift. The work ethic that he's got is incredible.
And has he seriously put his hand up for England?
Yep.
In the autumn series?
Wants to play for England.
McMeekin, he's running around on one leg. That's a big effort.
Yeah, he was injured, and that's why they put him out on the wing. That's a good kick. That is a good kick. All right, he'll get back on the 20, but they'll be able to get on the 30 with their defensive line. And he knows it. Daryl Powell, still anxious, knows that Warrington has still got players out there that are capable of just making them pay with an error, a missed tackle, anything.
Have Castleford used all their subs? Because McMeekin's still out there. Maybe they're giving him the opportunity to run it off, and it was a brave run earlier on.
Eddie, I think he's got... Sorry, Eddie, I think he's got cramped.
I think that's what it is?
Yeah.
He got something. He's not running freely.
Dr. O'Connor to the rescue.
Well, I saw him go into a tackle. He pulled out of it. There was nothing wrong with him when he stood up.
Sandow attacking the line.
Now they're going to get
by
Myler.
Millington.
Myler will want it, or will he go on the short blind side? No, Myler got to get that kick away. Oh, it's going to bounce awkward.
It has. Oh, that's offside.
That'll be a penalty. Boy, that was a clever little kick over the top from Myler.
It was. Inventive from Myler into the last 5 minutes. A golden chance for the Wolves.
And if they can score here, all they need is 4 drives down and they'd go for the 1 point and win by a 1.
Yes, we were talking about Castleford's 1 point possibilities not long ago. We might be thinking about Warrington's if they get over for a 6-pointer here. Clark to Harrison. Harrison goes for a gap. And he is held up by 3.
Now then, will Myler come up with something, little dribble? No, he's keeping it out wide.
Giving it to Sandow, giving it to Ratchford. They come wide, and Kevin Penny's in. Kevin Penny's in for Warrington. Wow, it's not over yet. It is not over yet. Can Chris Sandow add the extras? We've got 4 minutes remaining. That's his 99th career try, and it could be one of the biggest he's ever scored.
And it all came about by a wonderful position by the 2 halfbacks. Myler was so far away from the play the ball area. He must have been around about 25 feet. And that's why they stretched the Castleford defence. The combination from this man with his halfback partner, Richie Myler. You talk about the pressure. He's done it before. He's got the experience.
Can he be a hero for Warrington? Yes, he can. It's level. It's 16 all and 3.5 minutes remaining.
Do you know, and that's why you're paying the big bucks, isn't it? To come over and keep his nerve in that, Chris Sandow. Knowing that the game's in the balance, he supplies the pass here to Stephen Ratchford. First of all, it was Richie Myler, then it was Sandow. Then it was Ratchford, now Kevin Penny goes in. Look at that, that's what it's all about. You play the game because you love it. The passion just comes out of Kevin Penny every time he puts on a Warrington shirt.
Great kick-off into the in-goal area.
This has got to be desperation defence, and they know it. Castleford will be well aware that they'll have at least a couple. Oh, he's lost it.
Oh,
he's lost it.
McMeekin has it for Castleford.
This is 2 drives and go for the 1.
Steve, I think you're lucky. Thought that ball was stolen then.
Never ever been a draw between these 2 sides in 44 previous Super League meetings. Darryl Clark loses the ball.
I'm not so sure that it was Adam Milner that reefed it away from him.
Millington gets the ball away to Massey. Castleford have had this one once. Can they win it twice? And for the last time. Milner.
On his own!
Held up, I think. And that is Ben Thaler's view as well.
Well, we're just about 2 minutes from the end of this game.
Ben Roberts did it last time we were here against St Helens.
Well, I would have gone for it straight away.
Lynch takes it forward. There's still plenty of tackles left. They're only halfway through the set. Milner.
Another drive.
Back it comes to Finn. Left-footed from Finn. He's kicked it this time. Liam Finn has kicked the 1-pointer that could seal Warrington's fate and could take Castleford into the top 4 at the end of this weekend.
Good work from Liam Finn, and he will be a very relieved man. Remember, he was the man that tried to put the dribble kick in. It went straight into the body of Myler, and I'm sure that Milner has pinched that ball, and the Tigers have got away with it. This will be up the jumper time now. There'll be no rushing it, playing the ball. There'll be cramp all over the place.
Well, he has got cramp, and Dr. O'Connor is spot on. Can hardly walk, Mike McMeekin. Well, the last time that Liam Finn dropped a goal, he got the win.
Pinched it.
And it's a penalty.
Silly play. Oh, didn't release it. Was it smart play?
Do you know what, Ryan Atkins, when he goes in here, he's trying to strip the ball. It's a good shot initially, and then that's fine. And then the referee, right at the final second, says that's held. Look at this drop goal. He checks. He comes off his right foot. Now that is what you call composure, isn't it?
Last time he scored the drop goal, they won at Leeds. He sealed the victory at Leeds for Castleford.
You could tell 10 minutes into this game we're in for a treat tonight, Eddie. There was just a feeling about it. Both sides up for the game, playing close to the best. It was going to be tense, it was going to be tight. We've had the drama here of another one-point finish.
Well, this has got to be up the jumper, as we said, but nothing silly. Good run by Milner. That'll eat up the clock. It's one-on-one.
He's dropped it.
They've got an opportunity.
They have Warrington.
30 seconds remaining. Why on earth did they want to try to get the ball away? It should have been just play the ball. They've given away a penalty. Ratchford wants a kick quickly.
And takes the kick. Oh, and look where he's found touch. 20 metres away. 12 seconds remaining. 10. Time off with 10 seconds to go. Last throw of the dice for Warrington.
It's 2 play the balls at the most.
Here is Sandow.
You can feel the tension.
This is Myler. They're going wide and they find Wheeler. Gary Wheeler.
It's all over. It's all over. The Tigers have won.
Gary Wheeler wishes the ground would open up and swallow him. It's not his fault that they've lost this match. But Darryl Powell's men are now 4th in the table. It's over to you, Huddersfield, to knock them off that perch. And for Warrington, could be the end of the road for this year.
Well, the body language of some of the Warrington players looks as though it could be right, Eddie, there. They look physically shattered, emotionally broken there. They dropped their knees as if the season was over. Chris Hill, Ryan Atkins, Stephen Ratchford, they felt as though they'd given everything here tonight, but it wasn't good enough, and maybe that is the end of them in 2015.
Well, it was dramatic. It really was. And in the end, it was the drop goal from Liam Finn that was the difference between the two sides. Warrington scored 2 tries to 1 in the second half. Carney made it 16-6. Myler got it back to 16-10. Sandow missed the goal, he hit the post. Penny scored the try 4 minutes from the end. Sandow added the goal, 16-6. And then 2 minutes later, up the other end of the field, Liam Finn came up with a 1 point that has probably put an end to the dreams of Tony Smith and Warrington of going back to another grand final. 6 points behind Castleford now, with only 5 matches to come, and Warrington have to play Wigan next week. Sweet Caroline is ringing around this ground again. It was their theme tune in 2014. Darryl Powell is weaving the magic once again. There's your man of the match, Justin Carney. He's with Rod Studd.
Justin, thanks for talking to us. Man of the match performance, and what a performance by Castleford, but I tell you, it was a bit close for comfort at the end there, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate, both sides were pretty good. You know, it was a tough game, and that's what final footy all about.
Look, it's been an in and out season with that horrible elbow injury you had, but you haven't lost any of your strength and power. Just tell us about your second try and how you managed to get that fend on again and get it down the corner.
I don't know, I think I just hoped for the best. I had a fair bit of room, so thankfully for that, and just went for the corner.
Put you in good shape in this race for top 4 now, hasn't it?
Yeah, we know we've got to win every home game, and it's a tough battle from here on in, especially going to Catalan away. And, you know, we've got a lot of work to do, but it was a good building block, so we're happy with that.
Good, well played, Justin. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Liam Finn's here. Tell you what, you got a good left foot, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, I didn't really have any choice of coming that hard on the right, so I just had to give it a crack with the left.
Should you have got in that situation when you needed the 1 point, because you appeared to have it in the bag, really, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I needed to put that over after that poor kick before they gave them a try. That was a terrible kick, so I'm just relieved to get that over and make up for it a little bit.
It's fantastic here, the atmosphere, isn't it? I bet you could wish you could play all 7 of these Super 8 games here, but you've only got 1 left here, which it could be a disadvantage, Liam, couldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's a great concept at the moment, and we didn't earn the right to have 4 home games, but we love playing here, and the fans get right behind us, and fantastic fans. So hopefully we can win that last one and do a few jobs on the road.
Good. I'll let you join in the suite, Caroline. Thanks for talking to us, Liam.
Oh, thank you.
Darryl's here. Darryl Powell. Did you enjoy that last 60 seconds, Darryl?
No, not very much. No, it's obviously got really edgy towards the end. You know, Warrington kept fighting, and they're full of good quality players, and they always put you under pressure. And they had a lot riding on that last minute there. So, it's an important game for both teams, and it showed at the end.
But I know you conceded a couple of tries late on, but over the 80 minutes, your defence, you must have been delighted with it.
Oh, it was a massive response from us because the last time these boys played us, they turned us over big time. So it was a big response. I thought effort and commitment were massive today. I thought we could have been a little bit smarter at times, but obviously we're delighted to get the win.
Just a quick thought, because you've got Huddersfield coming up in a fortnight. Is that going to be the game now, do you think, Daryl?
Oh, there's just so much water to go under the bridge. I think it's tough. So we just got to keep winning and do our best every week. I think there's just so much that could happen, and next week at Catalan will be tough again, and then obviously the Huddersfield game. Everybody looks at that because we're 4th and 5th, so it's an important game.
Look, well done tonight, Daryl. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Tony Smith is waiting in the wings. Tony, if you could come in and join us, please, very much appreciated. What's the verdict on that? Because you almost won it, and yet for much of the game you didn't seem that you were going to get those tries that got you in position. What were your thoughts over the 80?
I thought we were poor second half. I think Cass deserved to win. Maybe a draw, because I thought we were pretty good first half, except we just didn't get points. We got over the try line a few times, but you've got to take some of those chances. But I thought they just played a really, really basic game that was full of enthusiasm, and that can take you a long way. They were hitting it up the park, and we weren't creative enough in that second half, and shot ourselves in the foot a few times as well. So we got nobody to blame but ourselves, and no excuses.
Thanks for talking to us, Tony. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, is it curtains for Warrington? The next few weeks will tell us they have a mountain to climb. I think for Castleford, the highlight of 2015 so far has been beating Leeds and then St Helens in consecutive weeks. This will rate alongside that. Castleford 4th in the Super 8s and the race to Old Trafford.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of the